Hey, in chapter 9, first video, we briefly touched on contingent liabilities. Now we're going to dig into them a little deeper. Companies monitor and are required to disclose liabilities that are likely, all right, but they don't record them unless it is probable that their loss will occur and that they can estimate the amount. So let's dig in a little deeper. Probable. Then you do the journal entry. Of course, you have to know the amount, all right? So we think we're going to lose. It's possible we're going to lose. And here's a range of possible loss amounts that we're going to have to settle for. That's a note. We know how much we're going to lose. All right, we know. And the loss is probably going to happen next year. We're going to go ahead and journal entry, create a journal entry and put that in the books. So let's give you 3 examples to put everything together. Now, in the real world, it's a little more nuanced than this. Most of your managers and CEOs, they know what needs to be done. You're not going to find much slack there, but sometimes it's a gray area. What do you do? All right, so following legal claims for Finger, accounting treatment to each claim is either a liability that's recorded. That means we're going to debit and credit and all that. And B, item described in the notes to the financial statements. All right, so there's actually a third choice that we could have, and that's do nothing. But thankfully, we're not getting into that. We're just going to concentrate on these 2 actionable events. Where we do something, all right, where we do something, one's we're going to record it, the other one's just going to be like a little footnote. It says, hey, in the footnotes, where something's coming up, just want to make everybody aware of it. We're not sure this is going to happen, but we don't want to surprise anybody. All right, so number 1, Finger, defendant estimates that a pending lawsuit could result in damages of $1.25 million. It's reasonably possible that the plaintiff will lose the case. That is a footnote. All right, that is a footnote, or I put in the notes to the financials. It is not probable. It's reasonable, could happen, but it's not probable. It's not more than likely to occur. It's not like, let me rephrase this. It's not likely to occur. Could occur. We think it's going to occur, but it's not likely to occur. But at the same time, there was an estimated amount. But it takes 2 parts to be in the books. Probable, and you have a pretty good idea of the dollar amount. Let's look at B. There's a probable loss. Okay, so we're good, right? That needs to go in the books if we know the estimated amount of the loss or the payment that we'll have to pay as a result of losing the lawsuit. The amount is not reasonably estimated, so there's nothing to put on the books. We will need to disclose that, though. All right, we need to disclose it. 3, Finger estimates damages in the case at $3,500,000 with a high probability of losing the case. So odds are we're going to lose. All right. If you're a betting person, you don't bet you're going to win. In other words, okay? So we know the dollar amount, and we know we're probably going to lose. Let's go ahead and start saving up because we're going to be paying out some money. That means it's going on the books. All right. So when we say it goes on the books, we debit a liability expense, a contingent liability expense. We debit it. Go ahead and book it as an expense, and then we credit the contingent liability. Go ahead and record the liability as an upcoming item that needs to be paid. I'm going to draw the video to a close here, and then the next video, the last one for chapter 9, will be payroll journal entries.